Um, are, if anyone is in the chat, could you just let me know if you can hear me alright before we get going? Hopefully you should be okay. Yeah, we are. Thank you very much, Racing Master. So, welcome back, guys, for the season finale here for Tier 3 here at Invictus Racing League. Brought to you, of course, in partnership with Venturi Studios, as always. We're just starting our qualifying session. Last qualifying session for a lot of these drivers on the dreaded F1 23, so I'm sure a lot of people will be happy to see the back of it. Racing Master there cheering on Maris today. Usually, of course, Racing Master alongside Maris in the Haas. Unfortunately, not making it tonight, I don't think, but he's in the chat, so good to see you. Looks like the weather is yeah, it looks like it's pretty clear at the minute. Maybe we'll see a bit of a difference in the race, but so far so good, I think. So yeah, as I said, season finale. We've already got the drivers and the constructors championships wrapped up here in Tier 3. Of course, Bruce in the McLaren, he took the title last week with the 4th place, good enough to seal the points that he needed. So he's got another trophy under his belt along with that constructor's title that he took along with his teammate JPH as well. Once again, the two of them picking up another trophy to add to their trophy cabinet. Maybe we'll be seeing them in Tier 2 next season, you never know. They definitely have the pace. So we will just look to find our first driver to start the lap, which is Lion here into turn 1, into the Senna Estes. Now down into the Senna Estes. Yeah, he's okay, he's taken it alright. He could have been a little bit cleaner, but it's decent enough for his first lap. DRS there down this straight, and he's gone wide there, and that is an invalidation from him. So we will jump on board with who will we jump on board with? Water? No, he's backed off as well. So we'll go back to Blackside, who's been in great form recently as well. We've seen him and heard him in the interviews and on the podiums quite a lot recently. As that looks like Maris is he's crashed there. I think it looks like he's crashed on the last proper corner of the track. That is a little bit surprising to see, but Blackside here, he should be the first to put in a competitive time, so we'll see what he can do. Down the long pit straight here, hug the inside wall. What can he do? Goes into the 109, so 109.384 there for the Mercedes, but Jovi's gone just slightly quicker there. Who are we with now? Massive Marshall has crossed the line to start his lap, I believe. Nitrogash there to finish his lap, see what he can do. That's a 109.7, so a couple of tenths off the two guys in front there. Anyone else on a lap? Trying to keep up, I think. Maybe the Ferrari here of... No, Xerox, he's on an out lap. JBH looks like he's on a flyer. He certainly is. Let's see what he can do. Coming across the line, cut the pit entry line there, hold the inside. And that is fastest lap at the minute, so that's a 109.1 for the McLaren driver. Solid time from him there. He'll be happy enough with that. Still got a lot of drivers left. Line here. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a slower time there. He's in the 110s. Not ideal for him. He'll be looking to improve on that lap. Blackside into the pit lane here. I think Nitrogash will keep an eye on him. He is not up on his Delta. I think he's on an in lap, and so is Massive Marshall. The Mercedes of King is about to cross the line. Let's see what he can do. It's not looking great with the Delta. Yeah, it's a 10-1 as well, so yeah, not quite what he'd be looking for, but he can improve on that. Xerox zone there. We're going to run for a lap with Bruce here, our championship winner, of course, into the Senna S's. Out of turn 3, down the DRS straight, up the gears into 8th gear. He's using, of course, a lot of ERS here as well. Then into Descida del Lago, excuse me, and then into Fioradora here, very fast right hand corner, 6th gear, keeping it in 6th gear, and then into the trickier sections. Can get a good bit of understeer here as well, down the hill and then back up, climbing back up. He's going to stay in 5th, down to 3rd, get the car turned in nice and early, get on the power as early as you can here. This is a flat out corner, of course, in these cars, and then into the last proper corner of the track. Jun Sao, can he get a good exit? He has aborted his lap. Yeah, he's got an invalidation there. See who else, anybody else on a lap at the minute as we were on board with Bruce. So we see Marshall there's put himself into provisional 4th place there with a 109.6, and Jack looks like he is on a lap there as well. Water, see what he can do. Ooh, a bit of lag there, I think. To Jung Sao, hard on the brakes, and then up the hill. He's nearly gonna run out of ERS to the line. Hug the inside. Can he get himself on provisional pole? Just a couple of thousandths of a second behind JBH there. So JBH holds on for now. We'll keep an eye on Jack though, see if he can knock himself up the order. Skip Rat there, is this the League of Ireland commentator? It is not. As Jack goes pole there, I am not, but I am Irish and I am a member of League of Ireland, but no, I've never done any commentating there, but it's good to see you in the chat. Mikey now, next driver to cross the line. See what he can do in the Aston Martin. His teammates put it on provisional pole, so he'll be hoping for something similar. He's gone 6th, not a bad lap into the top 6 there for Mikey. And have a look at Xerox. Of course, Xerox is he's improved a lot actually over the season. He's got himself a few good points finishes recently, but it has been a really tricky season. Of course, this is his first season actually racing in the league. Of course, he is the commentator of Tier 2 alongside Jack. So we'll get to hear from them tomorrow as well. See what he can do. Mara saying there, hate the final turn. Yeah, it is a tricky one. It is very, very easy to drop it there. Trying to get on the power, get turned in quickly. I guess that's what's happened to Maris there, to see him out of qualifying prematurely. Xerox across the line. A 1:10.5 there, so it's not amazing, but he has put in a decent time there for himself. So let's see who else. It's the Cat has actually got himself up into 4th place as well. It's looking very, very close there at the top. If we just have a look at the gap to Jack there, you see the top four all within a tenth and a half, so it's really good to see from those drivers. We will head to... Oh, I think we got a spinner there, it looks like, somewhere. I think I've missed that, but... yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there exactly. Anyone else? On a lap, it doesn't really look like it. There's Giovi getting well out of the way of somebody. So he's done well to avoid that there. Bruce getting ready to start his second attempt. Of course, he didn't actually get a time in the last time, so he'll be hoping to at least get a time on the board. Line of Griesby here into the pit lane. Oh, nearly crashing into the Ferrari, in fact, as they both headed into the pit lane at the same time. That could have been a monumental accident. Nitrogash, though, looks like he's going to improve. Can he put it on provisional pole? No, he's gone into 7th place, so he has improved on his time, but not quite good enough to trouble the top 5. Giovi just starting his lap. I think Sir Spud he's invalidated his lap somewhere. Yeah, that was close indeed. Yeah, that could have been quite spectacular. But luckily the driver's just getting away with it there. Giovi retiring on track as well, so I'm not sure what's happened there. A pole prediction. To be honest with you, I'm not just saying this, but I have fancied Jack all throughout the season. But I suppose I'll have to go for someone different, seeing as he's already put it on provisional polls. So I will say, oh, as water goes pole there, I'll say, do you know what? I reckon Bruce is gonna. I reckon Bruce will take it on the last run. He's not too far behind now. He's in 6th place. But as I was saying, that water now has put it. Provisional pole ahead of Jack into the 108s now. So that is yeah, pretty quick time there from the AlphaTauri. Looks like King is aborted his lap somewhere. Massa Marshall, though, he should be coming to finish his lap. He's down as Delta, though, and he is flashing, so I don't think he's going to improve either. Doesn't look too busy at the minute, but we do have a purple sector there from Black side, so he could put in a pretty quick time here. He could even grab himself pole maybe as well. Coming across the line to finish his lap, see what he can do. It's 3rd place, 1 on 9.1, so that's a decent improvement from him there. I think 3/10 improvement, maybe 2/10 of an improvement. I think that is everyone who's on a flying lap at the minute. Everyone filing back into the pit lane, getting ready for one final attempt. We've got a few drivers already starting their laps, actually, so we will head to It's the Cat, who looks like he's starting his lap, so we'll go on board with him for the minute. Already in 5th place, so a really good session from him so far. Let's see if he can trouble the top 2. He's a little bit down in the 1st sector, but not enough really to stop him in his tracks. We'll see what he can do in the middle sector. Coming into Ferradura here and into this tight, twisty section of the track. Gone a little bit too far over the curb there. Will that affect his run out of turn 11, I believe it is, and now into Junsao turn 12 and up the straight. Can he improve his lap time? I think he will. What can he do though? He's second place. He's gone into the 108s. So that is second now for the Alpine, and that probably will be his final attempt. So not quite pole, but a very, very solid lap from Istacat there, who has had an unfortunate few races, I believe. So yeah, he'll be delighted with that, I would say. We're on board here with Mikey, who will be the next driver to finish their lap. He was looking a little bit all over the place on the rear end, but he seems to have gathered it up, and he's actually 5/10 up on his time on his last lap that he set. So this could be very good indeed. Maybe he could get up there with his teammate or even ahead. So we'll see what he could do as he crosses the line now. It's third place, just ahead of his teammate, and just look at that, 2 thousandths behind Istacat in second. So Mikey there into third place for the minute, but we will have another few drivers as Bruce there cutting the corner in the S's, in the Senna S's, so he is going to have to abort that lap and maybe have one more final go before qualifying commences, so before it finishes. Going off track there, just getting out of the way. Anybody else on the lap? Daryl's just starting his lap. We haven't seen much of Daryl in this qualifying session. Usually he is in the thick of it. In terms of incidents, a little bit tail happy there, but seems to have hold on. Is anyone else ready to cross the line? I'm not sure. Let's jump on board with Xerox. He's down on his time and he's backed out. Ooh, nearly into the wall there. I think trying to get out of the way of the Alfa Romeo who's starting his lap. Bruce is going to get ready to cross the line. So too his teammates. So everyone at the same time starting their laps. Look at the track map there. They're all fairly close together. And try not to miss out on anybody, but it's going to be pretty difficult. We'll stay on board with Daryl here. He is up on his time. See what he can do. Hugging that wall. Genie Mac nearly touching the wall, and he's gone into sixth. So look at the times. They are very close indeed. Into sixth place, Daryl is. So a decent improvement there from Daryl. King, the next driver to cross. No, he's into the pit lane. So that is going to be King's qualifying over. So not what he would have wanted at all. For the Mercedes driver now, Nitrogash across the line. Can he make a big inroad on the guys ahead? He's gone into 8th, so it is an improvement. Massive Marshall next across the line into 11th, so no improvement there from him. But next we have JPH. Bruce. Little improvement from Bruce, but not enough. He's still down in 9th place. JPH as well, not improving. And Blackside there, he has improved slightly on his lap, but not good enough to move him up any positions. Jack looks like he's up. Could he take pole here? I think he will. He does. Look at that, a 1:08.4. That is an unbelievable time there from Jack. Another pole position for him. That is becoming a little bit of a formality. The second half of the season, Jack again on pole position. I did say it probably will be him, but yeah, he's taken pole there by about 3 and a bit tenths, I think. So yeah, dominant in the end from Jack. He'll be hoping to hold on in the race. So I'll run you through then our grid for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. We have Jack starting on pole with Water in the AlphaTauri. We have It's the Cat and Mikey with a good qualifying from him. So the two of them will be very happy indeed. Then Black side and Daryl on the third row there, fifth and sixth. JPH and Nitrogash on the fourth row. JPH off the back of course, the Constructors' Championship win last weekend, and then his teammate Bruce, our championship winner, in ninth, and then Giovi rounding out the top 10. Then we have Massive Marshall, 11th, King, 12th, Xerox, 13th, Lion, Sir Spud, 15th, and then Maris, of course, who unfortunately had that incident at the start. So now we head onto the race. We'll be waiting a few minutes just for the drivers to pick their strategies and check the weather, make sure their setups are to their liking as well, and then we will get going. It looks like the weather is not going to come into effect. It looks pretty sunny. Yeah, I think most of the drivers, will be pretty happy to see the clear skies. Is Xerox in the chat there saying late rain if there's a safety car? That could be something to look out for. Bruce there letting me know as well, rain in 45 minutes, heavy rain in 45 minutes, so yeah, if we do get a safety car, we could be seeing some late race action. Of course, usually we would have Joe, of course. Joe here. We can't have that typical strategy conversation that we always have, but nevertheless, I will say I think we'll probably see. We do see a lot of variation actually here in Tier 3, but I would say probably the majority of drivers starting on the medium tyres, going maybe to lap 15, then the hards, or maybe lap 21 to go on softs. Of course, with the rain at the end of the race, we could see a little bit of different strategies, but we'll have to wait and see with that. If anyone in the chat wants to put in their predictions, of course, feel free. I'll have a look, see if I agree or disagree. I shall give you my own as well. I think, to be honest with you, I think Jack could actually take the win here. I think he could sail off to, maybe not into the distance, but I certainly think he could dominate this race. So I think I'll put Jack first. I think Water second, and third place will be JPH. I think JPH, he's had a good few podium finishes, but he hasn't had race wins. So maybe we'll see JPH again on the podium in the McLaren. Kelvin there saying Jack, Bruce and Water. Yeah, not a bad shout. Gallardo there in the chat as well saying 2-stop maybe. Yeah, maybe we could see a 2-stop. You never know. I'll have to wait and see with safety cars as well. Of course, it is quite a there is a lot of runoff and a lot of grassy areas, so I wouldn't expect to see too many drivers in the walls, but of course you never know on this game. I'm sure we'll see a safety car or a virtual safety car at some stage. Racing Master saying Jack Water, and then one of the McLarens as well. So yeah, everyone pretty similar at the minute. Yeah, Xerox as well saying Tier 3 finale is underway. It is indeed. Xerox will be preparing, of course, to race. Hopefully he'll be able to get a good start here. But we are 4-5 red lights, and we are go for the finale of season. I don't even know what season it is. Apologies, of Tier 3 here. But we've got a lot. Oh, there, black side into the back of Jack. Into the back of Jack. There, Jack is struggling. Oh, we've got a lot of drivers off track. Everyone seems to be okay, but Mikey is not. He's lost a good few positions there, and that means Waters into the lead of the race. And we've got a lot of action behind. It's going to be hard to keep up with it all. Master Marshall getting pushed off. We've got a slow Jack there as well. I'm not sure if he got picked up damage, but something has happened there. Certainly. Oh, was Mikey or Jack there around? Jack's around. And Bruce as well. So the two drivers, first and second in the championship, have gone round. I think a lot of our predictions are in the mud there. No safety car interventions, but we still have a few close battles going on. Waters pulled out already over a second, but we'll keep an eye on JBH, who's made it up into fourth, and now he's right behind Blackside, down the inside of Blackside. He's going to get himself up into third place. See if Daryl can capitalise on this as well. Oh, Blackside into the pit, so he must have picked up damage there at some point. See if anyone else heads into the pit lane. I don't think so, but Nitrogash is going to go down the inside here. Mikey. Oh, as we got Alpine off the track, that's it's the cat after, I think he was in second place, wasn't he? So that is really unfortunate for him. Really hard to keep up with everything here, but virtual safety car is out, so that'll just calm things down for a minute or two at least. Everyone will file back into order, but that is a big loss there for Istacat. A lot of drivers who were at the front have lost out big time. Jack right behind him now, he's in 13th. Bruce all the way back coming out of the pits. Blackside as well. So everyone just falling back as King picks up a penalty as we get back underway. Waters pulled a 3-second gap already. That is insane. So we've got Darrell now on the back of the McLaren. He should get a good slipstream down the big long pit straight. He's going to get by. Looks like he could even be using a little bit lower wings as well, and he's going to get past JPH there. See if there are any other overtakes. It looks like Joby's going to try it around the outside of King. He's on hard tires as well. I'll get the tires up for you now in 2 seconds. Move further back as Istacat is into the pit lane. JPH there looking to make a move back on Darrell. He's going to go down the inside. He is here, and Darrell is going to play the safe option here. He's not going to fight that. So here are the tires. So as I said, a lot of drivers there on the mediums. There's Massive Marshall now down the inside of Darrell. This is a terrible camera angle, but they're still side by side. Massive Marshall down the inside. He'll have the inside line and he will make the move stick for now, but Darrell's going to be feisty there all over the rear end of the Alfa Romeo. A little bit of contact even, and that is Water. Water has spun as well, so everybody is just dropping it from the front of the field. Wow, this is very surprising indeed. He's going to get overtaken by Phew! Big crash. He's managed to just about keep it out of the wall, but that was huge. Huge incident there. Luckily nobody's out of the race, but that was quite the spectacular spin there. I think Mikey making a contact with the Mercedes and Blackside now. As you see there, he's all the way down in 14th place. Aston Marshall there getting a little bit squirmy there on the exit of the corner, but he's holding on for it now. Darrell looking to keep within the DRS of JPH. He might not do it. We're going to have to keep an eye on this gap. It's going to be close. He is just going to keep the DRS gap there, so he will have DRS down the long pit straight, see if he can make a move. But Mikey here is a lot closer to the Alpine of Jovi. Not really having the overspeed. Oh, he does. He certainly does. He's going to go down the inside. They're going to be side by side. Let's watch it from Nitrogash's perspective. The Alpine holds on for now. Mikey cutting the corner there, picking up a penalty. Mikey has DRS. He will go for it. He will. He's going to go down the inside. And he is going to make that move stick. So Jovi now down to 5th place. But Darrell, look at that. He's right on the back of JPH now. We will go back to our leaders because this is going to be a close fight indeed. Darrell pulling away there a bit from the Alfa Romeo behind him, but closing in on JPH, and he is going to look to make a move for the lead of the race here. He looks like he's gone a little bit wide there, so he's lost a bit of time, but it'll still be close, and he might be able to make this move now down into turn 1. We'll have to wait and see. Aston Marshall dropping back a good bit there in the final sector, so Darrell closing in on his fellow Brit. Not quite close enough to make the move yet, but he might be able to do it into the next section, as we've got side by side action there. Giovi and Nitrogash. Oh, and that is a crash, and I'm surprised he's not out of the race. Giovi there just hitting the wall with his rear tire. He doesn't look like he's got any damage there, so a little bit surprising there. He's managed to get it back around to keep going. But another incident from the in the leading kind of pack. So yeah, that means that that promotes Mikey into 5th. Maris has moved all the way up into 5th place from starting all the way at the back. And look at that, Jack as well, up into 7th. So the race certainly isn't over for him. But we'll go back now to Darrell again, because this time he's even closer, and this time he will make the move into turn 1. Down the inside he goes. He's got the overspeed over JPH. Look at JPH, so he's got a lot of ERS, so this battle certainly isn't over. He's closing in on the Williams through the Senna S's as well, so he's probably going to try and get back past, but not quite there. Darrell just having better straight line speed, staying ahead and in the lead of the race. We haven't seen Darrell leading a race in a while. It's great to see, of course. I'm just going to check the settings to make sure we do have damage on, because that was a hefty incident with Jovi. It is on, so clearly just getting a little bit lucky there, but yeah, he can continue now. He is down in 12th place, 13th to make that, as he's actually spun and he's on the racing line, but he is ghosted, so that should be fine. Now JVH for the lead of the race now, trying to take it back off Darrell. Looks like he's not. He is going to try, I think, down the inside, is he? No, he's going to hold off. He's going to play the patient game. Doesn't need to fight it too hard. It's got a long way to go. Is Darrell there getting very, very, very sideways in the set of S's, and now JPH is going to make this move down the inside. Can he make it stick though? He is. Darrell's going to back off, and he's going to slot in behind the McLaren now. So these two, good, solid racing, not being too aggressive, and keeping it very clean for the minute. But here, Jack, right on the back of Maris now. Both of them on the medium tyres. Our highest hard runner, Sir Spud, in 9th. So All of the leaders at the minute are on the medium tyres. Jack is going to want to make this move pretty swiftly if he's going to keep progressing back up, recovering after that lap 1 incident. But Darrell's dropped a little bit of time to JPH. He's still going to keep within the DRS, so that'll close him right back up then. But we're going to go to Jack because he's going to make this move pretty easily, I think, on Maris, and Maris isn't going to fight it. Jack now into 5th place, and he's got his teammate next up the road, a good bit up the road there, 4 seconds the gap. He's going to want to close that pretty quickly. But now Lion as well on the back of Maris is Sir Spud there, picking up another 3-second penalty. And he fights further back. We do have Xerox there right behind Bruce, so maybe he could make a move on the our championship winner, of course, from last week. See if Darrell can make this move back ahead of JPH. He's going to close in very quickly, but he's going to back off. And we've got a yellow flag. It looks like that could be Sir Spud. It is. He's on the grass, gathering himself back up there, losing a position or two. I think he's going to be overtaken there as well by the Mercedes of King. Yeah, just getting by there. And there's water. It looks like he's beached on the grass by the looks of it, so that's either going to be a retirement or a disqualification from him, and there it is. He has been disqualified from the race. And we see Darrell's there has made the move as well, back into the lead. But that is really, really disappointing for Water. Of course, he had such a good quality. I think all of us had him, or some of us at least had him in our predictions to be on the podium. So yeah, really devastating for him there. But yeah, not the end of the season you want. As JPH there getting all sideways there out of Jun Sao, and that will mean he's dropped a lot of a big gap now to Darrell. So Darrell's going to want to capitalise on this and pull away as much as he can. We'll keep an eye on moves further back. Lion of Greasby there not looking to make the move on Nitrogash. Is going to go make a move into the S's, and there's a little bit of contact there, wheel on wheel contact, but everything is okay for them. Maybe Nitrogash going to try it down the inside. He thinks better of it, just backing out there. Doesn't want to make even more contact, but yeah, they are line astern for now. But Nitrogash really all over the back of that Williams, as Giovi setting the fastest lap of the race. Of course, we saw him having a couple of spins, massive Marshall nearly having a spin of his own there, as Sir Spud getting a 10-second time penalty, so he's obviously cut a lot of the track. Nitrogash now in the Red Bull trying to get ahead of this Williams of Lion. He's been behind him for a while, but he might be able to make this move now. Around the outside, he gets it done before they turn in, so that will be 7th place for him. And now he's got the Haas and Maras next to overtake. Just catching my breath here. We've seen so much action already in these opening 12 laps. We've only a third of the way through, so a lot more to come. But yeah, some great action so far. A lot of overtaking. A lot of spins as well. As I think JPH here's maybe going to get back in within DRS range here, so he's gone to yeah, he's closed back up now, and Darrell is Xerox picking up a 3-second penalty there. So that's his first, I believe, of the race, or maybe his second. But now Nitrogash got past line on the last lap, and now he's going for Maras here. He's going to get that done before the braking zone as well. Into 6th now, so Nitrogash looks like he's got a good bit of pace behind him. As a massive marsh, there go, just right behind the Aston Martin of Mikey, nearly making contact. I think both of them off the track there at one point as well, and Jack is going to be watching this with interest. He's going to want to try and get past these guys as fast as possible if he wants to get back onto the podium. Maybe even a race win, you never know. He does have good pace, but the gap to the leaders is quite big, as he's Massive Marshall there just outbreaking himself and going onto the grass, and now he is falling back, and now we've got the two Aston Martins together, so they will hopefully, for their sake, work together, not fight each other. Looks like Jack should just get past here, his teammate of Mikey. They are good mates, of course, so they will not want to be a hindrance to each other. Jack now into 3rd place, so he was nearly out of the... Well, he was down in about 14th at one point, or 13th, and he's managed to make his way all the way up into 3rd place here. So our 2nd place driver in the championship there, making big inroads, and we'll probably see him in Tier 2 next season. I would imagine. He's got great pace, as we saw in qualifying, so definitely keep an eye out for him. Darrell there going a bit wide of Jun Sao, and now this is going to open the opportunity up for JPH to make a move. He's not really using any ERS at the minute though, so yeah, he is going to make the move though down the inside, and Darrell getting a little bit on the grass there, but oh yeah, a little bit more as well, but yeah, he's just managed to keep it in a straight line, and he has conceded the position, but he'll still be right up on the back of the McLaren, even by the end of... Ooh, just managing to not run into the back of him there. Jack going off track as we go on board with him. Couple of close battles going on throughout the field here. We've got Xerox in 14th, getting ahead of the Alpine of Joby. As JPH is retired. What has happened there? I've missed it, but it looks like he's spun into the wall or something like that. I think maybe just getting a little bit too eager on the power, maybe. Looks like he's yeah, put it into the wall from the lead of the race. Maybe he did make contact with Darrell. I'm not sure. We'll have to see what the story is. Another one of our leaders out of the race, so yeah, we've seen a lot of that tonight, and I think we'll see all the medium tyre runners into the pit lane now to make their stops. There's going to be a double stack for Aston Martin as well, so not ideal there for Mikey. Jack will be glad that he got ahead now for sure. We'll see the drivers head on to those hard tyres, aiming to make it to the end of the race, unless of course we do get that rain at some point. So yeah, unlucky there for JPH. I'm gonna try and see what the story is, what happened there, because yeah, I would like to know. Unfortunately I did miss it, so apologies for that, but try and see what JPH says. So now that safety car is out, we've got all the drivers bunched up once again. Daryl still in the lead of the race though, but he's got Jack right behind him, and Jack is gonna be raring to go, trying to take the lead that he probably thought he should have had at the start. Nitrogash there making up a good few positions. He's into 5th now as well. We'll just have a look at the positions gained, if I can remember where it is. So as you see there, look at that, massive Marshall making up 8 positions onto a podium position at the minute. Mikey unbelievably there, keeping the position he had at the start of the race. Nitrogash up 3. Maris from the back of the grid up to 6, so a great race from him so far. And Line of Greasby as well, up 7 positions. Blackside, of course, having that incident earlier. He's down 3 positions. His teammate King up 3. Bruce down 1. Sir Spud making a few as well from near the back. Up 4 positions, and it's the Cat as well, who we saw facing the wrong way in the Senna S's, I believe. Going down 9 positions. Joe there, Darryl leading. My eyes must be deceiving me. Yeah, not a particularly common sight, I have to say, but Darryl is doing a fantastic job. He's led this race he's been up there for a good bit of it now. Of course, he was battling JPH, who is now, of course, out of the race. JPH blaming the game physics. Yeah, I mean, the game physics have been a major issue all year, causing a lot of dodgy incidents, I have to say. So yeah, not a pretty sight. But Joe there saying Fiverr says Darryl spins or something. Yeah, I might take you up on that offer, Joe, if you don't mind, because Darryl has looked pretty solid. He's had a couple of little spins or little incidents, but he's all right. And here we go again. Sorry, getting back underway. Darryl having a good restart there. We've got a few changes already. King and Bruce going side by side. A few drivers on the grass as well. That looks like Blackside getting a position ahead of Lion. Everyone keeping nice and clean though from the start. Sir Spud and Istacat. Oh, there's a bit of damage there. I think King going off the track. Someone's lost a bit of front wing somewhere, I believe, as well. I'm not sure who that was. Didn't quite catch it, but yeah, just a bit of an unfortunate one there for King. He's dropped all the way back, but look at this. Blackside now trying to make the move on Maris. Maris is on the hard tyres, and Blackside on the medium, so Blackside will have a fairly big advantage here compared to the drivers ahead, but yeah, he's still down in 7th. Joe is going to be owing a lot of people Fivers now, I think, after that restart. Darryl getting a pretty good restart. Oh, there's Blackside there on the back of the Haas, just not quite what he wanted there. King retiring in the pit lane, so he has called it a day. But now Blackside in the Mercedes, he's going down the inside of Maris. So that is another move made for the Mercedes driver. He looks like he is on an absolute charge at the minute. He's got Nitrogas next up. Backside here really with the bit between his teeth at the minute. Joe saying a tenner on Daryl spinning it at some stage during the race. I think he's going to be owing a lot of people money at the minute, but I don't want to jinx it, so we'll just keep watching the action here. Is Blackside going down the outside now of the Rebel of Nitrogas. So another move trying to be made, but this isn't quite over yet, although Blackside there getting the job done, and now Maris looking to capitalise on this. Not quite close enough to the Rebel. In fact, Nitrogas is going to try it back around the outside. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's not quite able to make that move stick, so Blackside staying ahead, and now he's going to need to pull away those. Oh, side by side. Not really a place you want to go side by side. Just about managing to keep all four wheels on the track there. The Haas of Maris, and now Bruce in 8th looking to try and get his nose in there somewhere, but not quite able to at the minute now. Jack still behind Daryl. Daryl putting up a good defense, but I don't know if this is going to be enough because Jack has got great pace. We've got a yellow flag there. I think that's Istacat around again on the grass, and yeah, not ideal for him. We've got side by side Jack there on the grass. I'm not sure if Daryl pushed him off there. I'm not really sure. I kind of only caught the last bit of that, but yeah, Jack's still in second, so didn't lose too much. I'm sure whatever happened, Daryl didn't mean it, but yeah, not ideal. Jack really attacking these corners now, trying to get close back up to Daryl again after that little skirmish there in turn 1. See if he can make this move this time. He's a good bit back though. He certainly won't make it into turn 1. See if he can do it later on. He's definitely good under brakes. Look at that, closing up quite a bit to Daryl, but it's not going to be enough on this lap. He's going to have to wait another lap to try and make a move. Bruce as well has managed to get himself up into 6th place, so decent progress from the McLaren driver as well. The sole McLaren driver in the race, of course. They do already have that constructors title wrapped up, so I suppose they're just kind of racing for fun here in the season finale, of course. Though Jack all over the back of the Williams now, so certainly does look to be superior, especially in Sector 2. Closing up a lot through those higher downforce corners. He's a little bit far back, but he is going to close up pretty quickly. So is he going to make a move? No, he's not. He's going to back off. He's going to wait. He's going to wait and see if he can get Daryl out of the exit of the Senna S's and down the second DRS straight. I think he's going to get this done. Trying to go on board with Daryl here. He does get it done, Jack. As Bruce also making a move down the inside of Blackside. So Bruce making brilliant progress. now into the top 5, but Darrell very close there to the back of the Aston Martin, so he is not going to give this up for sure. That is for certain indeed. But Blackside here as well, still holding on to the back of Bruce, so he's not letting that go either. Some great battles we've seen throughout this race. Just about 2/3 of the way through, so we've still got a good bit to go. We're still going to get a lot more action. Blackside is going to try and leapfrog Bruce once again. See if he can do it, but we're going to go on board with the leaders because Darrell down the inside again of Jack, so now he's back ahead into the lead of the race where he's been for a good bit of it now at this point. But yeah, Jack staying close, and Massive Marshall is in this fight as well. He does have a penalty, so that could be quite significant by the end of it. Blackside down the inside is Bruce as well, making that move stick. Trying to keep up with all the action going on here. It is non-stop at the minute. Having a look at it, it's the Cat and Sir Spud there, a little bit further back, having their own little battle there. Xerox at the head of that little mini train, but this mini train at the front of the field is getting closer and closer. Look, Mikey now, he has managed to get within DRS range, so this could be 4, 5, maybe even 6 car battle for the lead, with Bruce catching up as well, so this will be something to watch. Jack getting back ahead, I think, just about, yeah. Darrell is going to be sensible, he's not going to fight it, he'll pick up DRS on the next straight. He gets a little bit squirrely though out of the S's, but he's alright for now. Mikey's going to try and make this move, is he? Not quite, just not quite close enough, and Blackside ahead of Bruce again, so these two having an absolute ding-dong battle here. They're going to want to try and work together though to catch the leading pack. Oh, was Mikey there having a little bit of a snap? I think Darrell's made maybe a little bit of a mistake here. He's dropped ever so slightly back from Jack, so he really needs this DRS if he's gonna want to keep himself in this lead fight, and it's gonna be very close. Watching the delta there, lads. Is he gonna have DRS? I don't think he will, to be honest with you. Keep an eye on Massive Marshall because he could close in. I don't think Darrell does have DRS, but he has superior, look at that, very superior straight line speed. And this fighting has invited Blackside and Bruce to the back of this train, so this is going to be a 6-car battle for the lead of the race. So this is really, really hotting up now as we head into the last 10 or so laps. Basically half the field here in this leading pack, so definitely going to be fireworks at some stage. Darrell there again, very close to that DRS. I don't think he's going to get it, and he's lost a little bit more time on the exit of John South, so I think Massive Marshall, he's not, look at that though, Darrell, he's not even really, well, he is using the ERS actually, to be fair, but his straight line speed is just so much, he's got so much more than those behind, and Jack as well. That will mean he will have more tyre wear though, as he has been struggling in that sector too, so there are positives and negatives as Mikey going wide and Blackside taking advantage there, going ahead of the Aston Martin. So Mikey down to 5th, and he has a penalty as well, so that would put him down to 6th for the minute, but Bruce is next to try and line Mikey up for a move. Blackside still right on the rear end of that Alfa Romeo, getting very, very close there. Meanwhile, Daryl is losing even more time to Jack, so I think he's struggling now with this car. And this time, Massive Marshall will get ahead, I think. Using ERS, his lights are flashing. ERS as well, of course. Daryl's lights are flashing as well. Both of them flashing, but Massive Marshall there making the move. And Daryl just getting a little bit squirrely again out of the S's. He's using all his ERS here, so no management at all going on here. And he's going to try and stick around the outside. No, he's not. He's going to file in behind for now. So this is really getting very, very close indeed. Bruce, picking up a penalty. Massive Marshall going for a move down the inside. He makes a stick Daryl on the outside, going off track there a bit as well, but wow. Great battle here we're watching. I think this has meant that Jack is gonna cruise to victory, I would imagine, unless something drastic happens. This is gonna be a fight for second place now, I think. Daryl's certainly still in this fight for a podium though. I'm sure he'd be delighted with that. He's gonna have to work for it though. Blackside, of course, on those medium tires, he has been super quick. And he's going to try and go... contact! Big contact there between the Alpha. I think there's a bit of front wing damage as well there. I think that was Blackside who's picked it up actually. So he has indeed. So that's going to hinder him hugely now. And let's just allow Daryl to pull away a little bit. But yeah, that could have been really bad. There's Bruce now down the inside of the Mercedes. The Mercedes really, really struggling now with the damage. Super move from Bruce there, managing to get up into third now, so that is a McLaren on the podium. We got a spinner. It's Massive Marshall. He's spun around. That's going to be devastating from him. He's had such a good race, but it's all unraveled now. Just getting caught behind Blackside, giving Blackside damage there on the straight as well. And now he's dropped all the way down to 9th and probably 10th. So that has kind of forced the drivers to spread out a little bit, but Bruce is behind Daryl now and he's going to try and fight for this second position. He does have a 3-second penalty. Daryl getting a little bit dicey there as well. It's turn 2 again, so Daryl really, really struggling here in the S's. Looks like Bruce is going to make this move down the inside. I think Daryl would be better off not fighting this, trying to just stick right behind Bruce. Of course, Bruce does have that penalty hanging over him, so Daryl doesn't really need to fight this too much. Unless, of course, Bruce can pull a 3-second gap, which, as we've seen all season, he's well capable of doing, of course. He is our championship winner, as I've mentioned many times tonight. And looks like we could even be getting 3 wide here. Not quite, but 2 wide. And the Ferrari of Sir Spud there and the Williams of Lion fighting Massive Marshall there. Blackside as well. Really, really dropping a lot of positions. Of course, he had to pit there for the damage on his rear wing. It looks like we might not get rain by the end of the race. It is getting a bit darker. Mikey's struggling there a little bit. Turn 2. It is getting darker, but we've only got, 5 and a bit laps left, so it's not looking like we will see any rain by the end. As Blackside getting past Xerox there. Xerox having a decent race. He's in 10th at the minute. He hasn't been involved in any real scuff-ups or big mistake. So a good solid race from the Ferrari. Could be picking up a couple more points. But we'll keep our attention on this battle for second place, because Darrell is managing to keep within that DRS range, which is exactly what he needs to do. Having said that, he's made a mistake there in Jun South, so he's actually dropped back and he's not going to get DRS. So yeah, losing a bit of time there. Maris picking up another 3-second penalty in 7th place. Jovi as well. He's on softs, so I didn't even notice that. 16 lap old softs now, so he's had those tyres on since the safety car. He's had good pace, but he's definitely going to be struggling a lot now on those very worn soft tyres. And another driver on soft tyres there, Blackside, picking up the fastest lap, so he should get an extra point for that, unless anyone else tries to beat that lap. On board with our leader, Jack, just taking his time. Only got 4 laps now left to go. I think rain might be coming, Racing Master says. Maybe it could. By the end we could see rain, maybe on the last lap maybe. So yeah, maybe don't write it off. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see any drivers going in for a late pit stop, I don't think. Oh, yes, you have lost me. Apologies, I've been talking to myself there for the last few minutes. Thanks, Race the Master, for letting me know. I was just saying that we've only got now 2 and a bit laps left, but it does look like Bruce might be able to pull this 3-second gap on Darrell, but it's going to be close. We'll have to keep an eye. We'll keep watching that gap. Nitrogash closing in on Mikey there. Joe saying he didn't go around, but he did lose the lead. He did lose the lead, but he didn't go around, did he? So looks like you're going to be owing some people some money. But Nitrogash going down the inside of Mikey for 4th place. Not quite a podium position, but still a battle worth fighting nonetheless. So Nitrogash now into 4th, so very solid race from him. Look at the gap now though. Darrell 2.67 seconds behind Bruce, so this is going to be very close indeed. Yes, thank you, Racing Master. just have a look and remind you of those penalties. Bruce is on a 3-second penalty, and the gap to Darrell is 3 seconds. So this is going to be really nip and tuck. And Mikey there on 3 seconds as well, as he actually got past Nitrogash, but he's still got that 3-second penalty looming over him. So that would drop him back into 5th, and Maras as well on 9 seconds of penalties. Now Jack bringing us across the line for the last lap of Tier 3 this season on this game. So all the drivers going to try and pump in as much as they can. Darrell just so close with that 3-second gap to Bruce. So this is really going to be really tight now, as Mikey there struggling a bit with Nitrogash behind him. Don't want to see an incident here, but Nitrogash is going to try and do it around the outside. Not quite though. Thinking better of it, but it looks like Bruce might manage to get himself a 2nd place finish here, because Darrell 3.2 behind that won't be enough. He needs to gain 2 tenths here. So Bruce just needs to not make a mistake and jump out. Darrell needs to definitely not make a mistake. He's very early on the ERS. Joe, I think, trying to jinx Darrell there. Darrell might actually take this. We're going to have to watch him across the line. It's going to be very close. Oh, just Bruce there managing to hold on to 2nd place. And Darrell's going to have to settle for 3rd, but not a bad result. Nitrogash at 4th. Mikey finishing 5th with Jovi there just behind in 6th place, and Maras dropping all the way back with his 9-second penalty. Massive Marshall there closing out the top 10. But that was quite a frenetic race, I have to say. We saw a lot of overtakes, a lot of action, a lot of spins, a lot of contact, a lot of everything, I think. The only thing we didn't see a lot of was safety cars, which is quite surprising. We did see one, which allowed everyone to make their pit stops, but other than that, yeah, only one safety car, one VSC of course as well. But overall, I think that was a good race to finish our season with the Tier 3 drivers. So I'll bring you through the grid, and hopefully we'll be able to get the guys in for interviews. They should all be able to get in, hopefully. I will just add them to the party. So that is it for Tier 3 this season and on this game, thank goodness. I think a lot of people will be glad to see the back of this game, but I will run you through the grid. So we have Jack taking the win, another win for Jack. Great performance, dominant performance. Had that incident at the start of the race, but yeah, a great result for him coming back from the back. And he'll be very happy with that. And Bruce as well, finishing off the season with another podium in 2nd place. And Darrell with a very good result for him as well in 3rd. Then Nitrogash just missing out on podium in 4th position, and Mikey in 5th. And then Giovi making up a few places there into 6th place as well. It's the Cat finishing 7th in the Alpine. Then Blackside in 8th. Of course, unfortunately, just having a bit of an incident there, but picking up fast as that. Maris 9th, and Lion to finish out the top 10. We are just getting our podium finishers into the interview box now. We've got Jack so far. We're just waiting on Darrell and Bruce. Hopefully we'll be able to get them in as soon as possible. So we've got Bruce in there now, so we're just waiting on Daryl, and then we shall start our last interviews for this season with the Tier 3 drivers. I think while we're waiting for Daryl, we shall just begin. Actually, he's just joined there now, so we shall begin our interview. So, Jack, I have to say, a dominant performance, really. I mean, great qualifying, and I know you were unfortunate there at the start of the race, just getting caught up in a bit of mishap, but in the end, managing to take the win. I mean, fair play, great result from you.
Yeah, thanks, mate. It was one of those races, really, to be honest, where I said to the guys early on, it's just one of those things, anything can happen, and to go from first to basically last and then back to first was a bit unexpected. But I channeled the inner you, JP. I was the angriest man in the world when I got fired off a few times. I got fired off into turn 1. I got hit coming out of turn 4, and then I got pushed wide at 5, and that caused me to spin round. It was just all sorts of carnage at the start, but then everybody else ended up tripping up into their own accident, so I just kind of sort of slipped my way back through without really too much fuss. So that was kind of made it easier.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think I could tell that there was certainly a bit of rage going on in that Aston Martin cockpit, but no, definitely a great racing from yourself. I think that safety car as well. It probably came out at the right time for you, did it? It kind of backed everyone up again.
Yeah, I was when the safety car came out. I think I was about 5 seconds behind Daryl and Jord. But I felt like when we were going to go on the hard tyres later on, because I'm fairly certain that was the strategy that those two were running, I felt that I could probably catch them. But the only problem was every time I was catching them, I knew those two were working together with the DRS. So it was really hard to try and start closing the gap up, but it did come out at the right time. So yeah, and I had a nice fight with Daryl for a bit. It was, I want Daryl actually to ask Daryl, were you backing up me into the pack?
No, just not a very good driver. No, I wasn't. No, just the hards wasn't very good. So
no, I was just like I was trying to pull away from Marshall in that fight so that Mikey could get DRS on Marshall, because obviously I was trying to help him to get his first podium. But it wasn't happening. I was just like, oh, come on. I couldn't help that. But it was a good recovery in the end, and I'm chuffed, really chuffed to take the last win of the season. So that's nice.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be in all our memories as we head on to our season break. But yeah, no, definitely another great race. And I just want to kind of get your thoughts on the season. Obviously, we've finished up now, second place, not actually that far behind Bruce in the end in the championship standings. And yeah, just kind of sum up your feelings after this season.
Mostly good, mostly bad. I was looking at the statistics of it the other day, and I've won 5 races this season as a result of Brazil, and crashed out in 4. So you know, tonight was kind of I wanted to get that little imbalance just so it makes me feel a little bit better. But I think it's been a good season, and I've really enjoyed it, but realistically those DNFs have cost me any chance of fighting with Bruce. But at the end of the day, he was massively consistent and incredibly quick, so he deserves it. And as a result, he's finished second tonight, so it just shows you how good he is too.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think you guys have definitely treated us to some really really good performances, and just congratulations again. 5 wins. I mean, that is really good going. Only 12 races in the season, so nearly nearly a 50% win rate. That is, I have to say, that's pretty good. But yeah, hopefully we'll be seeing you again next season, fighting near the front. And yeah, just
Absolutely.
congrats again.
Thank you very much, mate. Great comms.
Thank you very much. Now on to Bruce, our second place driver, and of course our drivers' championship winner last week as well. Bruce, I mean, you were started probably not an ideal qualifying, to say the least, but you managed to fight your way up, and I know a couple of incidents ahead of you, kind of JPH and a few others, unfortunately falling back, but you managed to fight your way through. So kind of just what are your thoughts after that?
Yeah, qualifying wasn't great. I don't think I set a lap on a fresh set of tyres. I think the first run I did, they were about sort of 4 or 5 laps old, and the second attempt I had to do a second hit on it because I invalidated. So yeah, not a good start in quali. Got caught up. Jack got sideways in front of me, and yeah, I backed off to try and avoid him, and then I just got sort of pinballed into him. It was one of those sort of things, unfortunately, at the start of the race. I came into pit for hards and a new front wing, and they decided I didn't need a new front wing, so I drove around then for about 15 laps with half a front wing, just hoping that a safety car would come out, and obviously it did, but unfortunately it was because of Jordan. But yeah, I mean that kind of, the safety car did save me a little bit in that race, but it was a lot of fun fighting back through.
Yeah, no, definitely. We saw a lot of good overtakes and good action. I'm just gonna kind of ask you the same question as I asked Jack there. Just obviously, I know we spoke about it last week after your victory, or your victory in the championship. But just kind of sum up your feelings after another successful season.
Yeah, it's been unexpected, to be honest, to be in a position I've ended up in. But as Jack said, I think one of the things I try to do is just get to the end of every race, and I mean, I'm sure everyone's trying to do that as well. But try and keep out of trouble, try and keep out of any sort of silly stuff on track, and see where you end up at the end of it. I mean, obviously Jack said he's won 5 races and binned it on 4. I've only won 1 main race and a sprint race this season, so. Yeah, it shows sometimes, just getting to the end and getting those consistent points finishes are kind of what matters, really.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was gonna ask you about the consistency, obviously, because yeah, as you mentioned there, only one feature race win and 1 sprint race win, but yeah, as you said, just consistency personified there from yourself all season, and just congratulations again, and hopefully we'll see you back next season, maybe tier 2, maybe.
Maybe I've tried asking if
Definitely.
I can join next week for Brazil, but I think I've been shot down on that one so far. But I might try and do a bit more convincing and see what happens.
Okay, maybe do a little practice and maybe see what happens. But yeah, no, congratulations again. Daryl, now we haven't seen you on the podium, I don't think, in a few races. I believe I haven't spoken to you in a while, but
Been a while.
I I have about 100 questions for you because there was a lot going on. Firstly, I think obviously you probably had the best view of it. What happened with JPH there? You were battling for ages. You were kind of helping each other out as well. Just kind of what happened there with the? I think it was when he crashed out.
Yeah, that was. I mean, yeah, it was working well. To be fair, I think we, as Jack mentioned, I think we had about 5 or 6 second gap, so it was worked quite nicely. And I think just because of my pure talent, he got a bit scared and thought we'd been it. But no, I think he just lit up the rears coming out on the corners. From what I could see, he seemed to light the rears up and went left. I thought he caught it at first. I thought he just went off and was okay. But then obviously it popped up, saying he DNF. So it's a bit of a shame because it was a nice bout at the front and we had a nice gap. So if we'd carried on doing that for the rest of the race, it could have been a different story. But yeah, it was quite unfortunate, really.
Yeah, it was. I think you two were, you were having a great scrap and probably would have gone on for most of the race. But that safety car, as you said there, kind of just not really working in your favour. But I mean, third place, still a really good result, and no walls. No walls being
nice.
found today as well. We had a little bit of a thing going on in the chat as well. You had a few doubters, not to name any names, but I'm sure you know who they are. And we had a few bets going on. So do you want to just address? I think you know who it is, but do you want to just address the haters in the chat?
I'm trying to think if I've actually hit the wall this season. I'm sure someone will remind me if I have. I don't think I've had any. I'll say this now, but yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think I've been pretty happy this season as a whole.
Yeah.
I think I won in Netherlands, had a couple of podiums. I've missed a few races, which has been a bit of a shame and let me down. I might have been about 50 points behind then if I raced them instead of 100 or whatever Bruce has had by. But yeah, no walls I don't think. I'm sure someone's going to remind me now and say you did hit one here and there, but yeah, I mean today it just kept it steady. I knew after the safety car with Jack behind he'd at some point get past, and when he did, he'd disappear. And then I saw Bruce going with his medium tyres, so at that point it was just trying to hold on for third place and get podium. I thought it might get him at the end because he's 3-second penalty, but I think it was like, 400ths of a second, so just didn't work out in the end.
Yeah, no, it's still third place, great result, and yeah, it's so close. We were basically just watching the delta there, the last two laps between the two of you, and I believe, just looking at the championship standings provisionally, I believe that actually puts you into third place, or definitely fourth place, and possibly even third in the championship. So that is really good going, and definitely great to see. I wanted to ask you as well about your setup, because you were an absolute rocket ship, especially down the pit straight. Were you just running way less wings than everyone else, or what was the story there?
I couldn't even tell you what I was running because I was late much in the lobby and didn't have a setup, so I quickly went to Google, found one and used that. So I don't even know what it was. It might have been low 20s off the top of my head. I can't remember exactly, but I had no idea what it was going to be like. You know, in quali I think I was 6th in the end or 7th. But I only realised, I think, in the race, I noticed I was catching JPH up quite quickly on that couple of straights. So
Yeah.
only problems then. I mean, Jack, especially in that last corner, was catching me so quick. It took so much time out of me. I just couldn't pull away from him. So it definitely had its downfall, but it worked out in the end.
Yeah, it certainly did, and that is another podium for yourself, for Bruce, and a win for Jack. So that will be all from us here, well, from me here, at Invictus Racing League. This is Tier 3, of course. We'll have Tier 2 tomorrow. Jack, our race winner today, he will be alongside Xerox, we hope, for Mexico, I believe, because of our issues last week. So we've still got 2 races left in Tier 2, but this is the last race of the season here in Tier 3. So from me, from Joe, of course, who couldn't be here today, and everyone, we just thank you all for watching again, and we will see you tomorrow for Tier 2. And adios.